Today's bhajan the lyrics go like this. Brahma Paratpara Rama, Brahmananda Rama, Atma Rama, Ananda Rama. Jaya 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 Shri Rama, Karunya Rama, Kaivalya Dhama, Nitya Niranjana Nirmala Rama, Partipurisha Rama, Paramananda Rama. Partipurisha Rama, Paramananda Rama. We will listen to the song in slow speed and then devote some time to contemplate on this.
ब्रह्म परात्पर रामा ब्रह्मानंद रामा ब्रह्म परात्पर रामा ब्रह्मानंद रामा आत्मा रामा आनंद रामा आत्मा रामा आनंद रामा जय 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 श्री रामा जय 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 साई रामा जय 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 श्री रामा जय 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 साई रामा कारुण्य रामा कैवल्य धामा कारुण्य रामा कैवल्य धामा नित्य निरंजन निर्मल रामा नित्य निरंजन निर्मल रामा पर्तिपुरीश रामा परमानंद रामा पर्तिपुरीश रामा परमानंद रामा हे पर्तिपुरीश रामा परमानंद रामा ब्रह्म परात्पर रामा ब्रह्मानंद रामा
O man, seek refuge in Sri Rama, who is verily the Brahman, that is the one who is the causeless cause for the entire manifested creation. Parat Para, that which is beyond the manifest creation. Atma Rama, the indweller in our heart, the Atman, Brahmananda or Paramananda Rama, the indweller self the nature of which is supreme bliss, Ananda. Karunya, the supreme compassionate. Kaivalya Dhama, abode of supreme freedom, eternal freedom. Nitya Niranjana, eternally spotless, or we can say eternal and spotless. Nirmala, devoid of any kind of mala, any kind of impurity, that is the purest of the pure. Partipurisha, the one whose nature is all that is given above, who chose to descend in Puttaparthi for the sake of uplifting all of us to his supreme abode, Kaivalya Dham. It may take a long time if we start contemplating on each of the expressions. We will contemplate on few expressions. And needless to say that when a Rama bhajan comes, Ramakatha Rasavahini would come for sure. Parat Para. Para means supreme. Supreme here means the subtlest cause for this apparent gross universe, which is the effect. The supreme reality beyond which there is nothing is that which is even beyond the cause and the effect. To make it simpler, now that we are absolutely thorough with the pure canvas Panchadashi learning, the starching, the second stage in the pure canvas is the will of the Ishvara to create. And the drawings which appear on the canvas, that is the creation. Whereas Parat Para is beyond this Ishvara who willed to create and the creation which came upon his will. So, beyond this, Parat Para, beyond the beyond, because Ishvara himself is beyond our understanding. So this is beyond the beyond, that is beyond the manifest and the unmanifest, beyond Ishvara, beyond the creation. Nirguna Nirakara. Now, for understanding or for reference to some of the other expressions like Brahman, Karunya, etc., we will go through an extract from Ramakatha Rasavahini, where beautifully Swami writes, the scene is Rama, Lakshmana and Sita after leaving Ayodhya. They are going through various hermitages and they are now in the presence of sage Bharadwaja and Valmiki. Swami writes, and I would not fail to quote this one expression of Brother Hari 100 times or 1,000 times whenever Ramakatha Rasavahini is referred. When he happened to meet the composer of Sri Ramacharanam, who was having some business in Bangalore, I'm forgetting what business. That composer tells Hari Subramaniam, to qualify for singing a Rama bhajan, you have to go through the entire Ramakatha. To qualify, even qualify for singing. And he was awestruck, what is this? And then he says, yes, I went through the entire Ramakatha. Then I understood how the composer would have composed that bhajan after going to Rama. It is covered in the block. Some of the relevant portions of Ramakatha is under the title Ramakatha in the block. Now the scene is like this. They are first meeting sage Bharadwaja, and then they visit sage Valmiki. And sage Valmiki is asking, how come you are here? Rama describes about the two boons asked by Kaikeyi, etc. The sage listened, this is verbatim, extract from Ramakatha Rasavani, so I have to read it out. The sage listened to this story and communicated with joy, with his face lit with smiles. He said, Rama, as you fulfilled their desires then, you have satisfied my desire now by coming here. My austerities, my vows, and my earning have at last yielded fruit today. I must confer on Kaikeyi my heartful gratitude and a share of the bliss I am now enjoying. Valmiki sat long in silence with his eyes closed while trying to keep within control the emotions of gratitude. Rama speaks. He breaks the silence and says, we shall reside at the place where you direct us to live. Indicate to us a place where we shall not cause any trouble to anyone and where we shall not come in the way of hermits and hermitages. These words from a pure, sincere heart of Rama moved the sage. He said in reply, O Rama, I am indeed blessed. Now he goes on to address Rama. Like in Arabic, we use so many prefixes to come to the main topic. When we address to someone, he's addressing to Rama. How? You are as the flag that proclaims the glory of the Raghu dynasty. For what reason are you voicing this thus? You are the force that fosters the path laid down in the Vedas. You are the power that safeguards it from harm. You have assumed forms in order to carry out the wishes of the gods, that you re-established righteousness in the world. You will, I am sure, destroy all demonic hearts. I am pretty sure, and it will happen pretty soon. You will protect the good and the compassionate, Karunya Rama. You are the eternal witness of the play named the world. The universe is the scene and you are the eternal witness. You have taken this human form in order to promote the peace and security of good men and God. As a consequence, you are conversing and behaving like any one of us. Oh, how wonderful is your play. How realistic is your acting. Don't I know that you are the director of this cosmic drama? I cannot understand why you are asking me to select a spot for you. Which spot can I choose and recommend where you are not already present? Still, you have asked me. So I shall point out the place to which you can go, and then he recommends Chitrakoot and he talks about Chitrakoot. See, we sing Maya Nataka Supradhari, Leela Dhari, we sing. Swami is writing, Rama descended in Kali Yuga as Satya Sai is writing about Sri Rama And he chooses sage Bharadwaja's words to describe Rama. This is the Leela of Rama. Now we move on to Kaivalya. This Kaivalya has been defined in various philosophies. Couple of them we will take. In Itihasas and Puranas, Kaivalya is explained as the state of becoming one with the Brahman. In the yoga philosophy, Kaivalya means solitude, detachment or isolation. In one of the Upanishads, the Yoga Tattva Upanishad, Kaivalya is the very nature of the self, the supreme state, Paramam Padam. It is without parts and it is stainless. It is the direct intuition of the real existence, intelligence and bliss. It is devoid of birth, existence, destruction, recognition and experience. This is God. In Samkhya, given by Kapila Muni, Kaivalya refers to the isolation or absolute freedom. The isolation in Sankhya, the origin of the creation starts from Purusha and Prakriti. We will not get into detail because that will become a discussion by itself. So, there Kaivalya refers to isolation or absolute freedom. The isolation Kaivalya of Purusha is inferred on the basis of its being totally opposite to the three gunas. In the Sankhya philosophy, to put it very shortly, where that Brahman, you call Brahman or what, that as long as it existed as only as Purusha, it was beyond the three gunas. Only after it manifested itself as Prakriti, then came the play of three gunas, the disturbance between the three gunas, and then the creation started. It's enough to understand this much. Shivanandaji Maharaj concludes, Kaivalya, that is perfect independence, comes when the three gunas and the gunas devoid of motive become latent, or the power of consciousness gets established in its own nature. Long ago, 2013 or somewhere, a brief session was given on Kaivalya. Where it was explained as aloneness of self, where he explained the difference between two things, one at the Jiva level and one at the Brahman level. At the Brahman level, it is aloneness of self. At the Jiva level, when we talk about aloneness, we talk about loneliness. Loneliness is caused due to various disturbances. We want to run away from the world. We want to hide ourselves in a room. We are so disturbed about relations, about so many things, so many disappointments, the wretched world, the loneliness of the self. We get into loneliness, but the world does not leave us. That loneliness is even more wretched than being in the world and facing the world. That is the misery of the loneliness of the Jiva. Here, the aloneness of the self is far beyond the disturbance of any of the three gunas, far beyond the creation. It can only be roughly understood by one visualization, because we have not reached the state of experience, how that later on Upanishads called as Brahman, when that existed, that name was not there, how that would have created before the first vibration, before the creation. What was there to disturb? What was there? There was nothing, and only that was all. There was no time, there was no space, there were no five elements, there was no Omkara, nothing. That is the aloneness of self. Now we will see a short clipping of Swami enjoying a Rama bhajan sung by students. He left coming to southern, otherwise after seeing this he would have eternally divorced the king and begged for the symbol from Bhagavan, played only this forever and ever, eternity. Okay. Let us listen and imbibe what Swami has to say as a divine instruction to all of us. On a Ramanavami day in Rajamundry in April 1963. Meditate on the Rama Swarupa and the Rama Swabhava when you recite or write Ramanama. That will give exercise to the mind and it will be made healthy and strong in the spiritual sense. Make this Dharma Swarupa, not the word, make this Dharma Swarupa your Atma Rama on this Janmadina of Rama. That is my advice and that is my blessing. The final instruction is make this Dharma Swarupa your Atma Rama. We will try to connect this. in one of the Upanishads which was taken up, imagine if a Westerner happens to read with intellect, or anyone with only intellect goes through this, how agitated they would feel. It says that we are explaining this in the context of moving from Dharma Swarupa to Atma Rama. With this we will come to the end of this. The verse says that which illumines speech, mind, ear, eye, prana. Know that alone is Brahman, and it is not what people worship here. Imagine a pure intellectual person or a Westerner without any intro or without any experience of the Bharatiya Samskara. What it reads? Only Brahman. Whatever you have been praying so far, whatever you are worshipping, it is not true. How much agitation it will cause? What does this mean to tell me? In the context of Dharma Swarupa to Atma Rama, this is being explained. Through upasana, through devotion, through single pointed devotion which we learn, one can merge with the Lord Supreme. When one has merged, then only it is experienced that the God is pure love or pure self or pure bliss. It is the supreme essence which illumines his mind, senses, prana, everything. That means stage by stage, when I am progressing from the rituals to Nama Sankirtana is group devotional singing. From that I am evolving myself to Nama Smarana. Smarana. Remembrance and absorption of that significance of that Nama. When I progress gradually with that single pointed devotion, the devotee and the devoted, the Bhagavan, they disappear, and all that remains is that ocean of bliss or love or self or whatever you call. Then that devotee gets up in the morning and walks, and then he faces the world. He may be in an office, or he may be holding some duty, or she may be a householder, or what, why only men? She may be doing anything. If he or she have to use their mind, prana, eye, ears, intellect, what will be illumining? What will be illumining all their senses, all their mind, intellect? It is that pure love, state of existence. So upasana is not to be undermined. From upasana you have to, and it is not like key 7 steps to success. No. You cannot deliberate, or you cannot make a chart, or you cannot make a checklist of when you will evolve from upasana to that pure existence. It happens. It has to happen. Your only dharma is to love God. And love God like Mira loved. Nothing less. Then that D-Day would come on its own. You cannot deliberate and wait for the day. Then you are involving your mind useless. Okay. So, from Sri Ramachandra or Sri Krishna or Sri Sai Nama, Ramanama, Krishna Nama, Sai Nama, from there only you evolve ultimately to Sai Tattva, Rama Tattva, Krishna Tattva. And it has to happen in our life. What we can do for that? Immerse ourselves totally in the love of our God. Only up to that extent, our role. The rest, He has to hold us and lift us and make us realize. So now the context, make this Dharma Swarupa your Atma Rama. Make this Rama Rupa Rama Nama your Atma Rama. In the bhajan, if you see the expressions like Brahma, Paratpara, Brahmananda, Kaivalya Dhama, Nitya, Niranjana, Nirmala. How many times he would have written about all these things in the blog, or how many times he would have messaged or talked about all these things. Then how come all these words are coming into the bhajans? It is the manifestation of several years of absorption of all the teachings that this bhajan has emerged out of this art. So he taught, she absorbed, these expressions emerged, and on the expressions he has talked again. With that, we will learn it. Two times, all gents and brothers and sisters together, you follow together.
Brahma Parat Pararama Brahmananda Rama Brahma Parat Pararama Brahmananda Rama Atma Rama Ananda Rama Atma Rama Ananda Rama Jaya 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 Shri Rama Jaya 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 Sai Rama Jaya 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 Shri Rama, one line. Jaya 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 Shri Rama Jaya 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 Sai Rama Jaya 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 Shri Rama Jaya 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 Sai Rama Jaya 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 Shri Rama Jaya 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 Sai Rama Jaya 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 Shri Rama Jaya 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 Sai Rama Karunya Rama Kaivalya Dhama Karunya Rama Kaivalya Dhama Nitya Niranjana Nirmala Rama भक्तिपुरीशा रामा परमानन्दा रामा भक्तिपुरीशा रामा परमानन्दा रामा हे भक्तिपुरीशा रामा परमानन्दा रामा
Now slowly, not to the beat, slowly she will see and will follow. Over each line to do
ब्रह्मपरात्पर रामा ब्रह्मानन्दा रामा ब्रह्मपरात्पर रामा ब्रह्मानन्दा रामा आत्मा रामानन्द रामा आत्मा रामानन्द रामा जय 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 श्री रामा जय 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 साई रामा जय 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 श्री रामा जय 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 साई रामा जय 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 श्री रामा जय 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 साई रामा कारुण्य राम कैवल्य धामा कारुण्य राम कैवल्य धामा नित्य निरंजन निर्मल रामा नित्य निरंजन निर्मल रामा भक्तिपुरीशा रामा परमानन्दा रामा हे भक्तिपुरीशा रामा परमानन्दा Rama Paramananda Rama Brahma Paratpara Rama Brahmananda Rama.
We'll revise. Yes, son.
Sairam, few words I want to share. This bhajan composing time, I didn't plan anything, just like that it came. Swami's grace, first Swami's grace only. Then past 9 years of Guru Satyaji's teachings, absorbing. This Kaivalya, Karunya Rama, Kaivalya Dhamma always haunt me in my thoughts. So just like that, I started writing. I don't know, Swami only made me to tune and compose this bhajan. So everything, prostration go to Swami and Guruji's feet. Jai Jai Sai Ram.
This 2 minutes on this. Very simple bhajan. Shri Rama, Shri Raghurama, Shri Rama Sita, Shri Rama Megha, Shri Rama Sai. It is not necessary for even a good singer to take up a 16 or 10 line or 12 line. Bhajans like this or even like Megha Shyama, blue color. It Lord Rama and Krishna both are like the same. Worship as these expressions name is Shiva. The blue stands for the vertical and the spatial. That means the height and depth of the blue sky above and the blue sea below. It symbolizes that divinity is as wide as these dimensions. Also, blue is a color which is considered to be between black and white and commonly identified with the two opposing forces, good white and evil black. Thus, blue is considered as the most neutral of all the colors, either good or bad, or beyond blue. Megha Shyama. Both speeds are good.
Shri Rama, Shri Raghurama. Shri Rama, Shri Raghurama. Shri Rama, Sita Rama. सीतारामा श्री राम श्री रघुरामा श्री राम मेघ श्यामा श्री राम मेघ श्यामा श्री राम साई रामा श्री राम साई रामा श्री राम श्री रघुरामा श्री राम सीतारामा श्री राम श्री रघुरामा श्री राम मेघ श्यामा श्री राम साई रामा श्री राम साई रामा श्री राम श्री रघुरामा.
A note and a caution for singers, especially singers. If at all, if there is no one near like that, then it's fantastic. This bhajan is composed by my bhajan guru, Nagaraj from Delhi. Who might have composed some 1,500 bhajans. Most 75 of the 252 bhajans in this Samarkand are his bhajans. Prem Ishwara is bhajan, Ishwara Priyatanya is Durge Durge is countless Sarvadharma Priyatanya, Shirdi Mahadeva. This time he went and met Guruji. Was not able to sing. The voice is gone. Old age plus he lost his life. And then he said, many bhajans was taught once. He came from Delhi and taught some 10, 12 bhajans. Forgetting the names. Durga Bhajan was there, Guru, Sai, Ganesha. That series, like a flood, 10, 12 bhajans were taught to the singers. He says, Guruji, what compositions are okay, leave aside the wife part. The thing is that when we think that we are singing very well, never ever let that feeling come to you. The sound is grace, the voice is grace, the sangatis are his grace, the swara is his grace, the beats are his grace. So every time you are able to pour out or render your bhajan well, all that should manifest from within is those tears of gratitude. Swami, with thy grace I could see. And we use this all his grace in a very, very simple way without meaning. We should really. And he says, काम करो, अकेले मैंने जो मैसेज कंपोज करके तुमको दिए हैं ना, और सब मेरे को एक लिस्ट भेज दो, मैं ढूंढ नहीं सकता, and he was telling time and again to make CDs of the compositions, to make CDs of Muscat. Would like to, but time space is all gone. Before he expired. See, the essence to be taken is that never ever let that feeling come in. On a fine day when you walk out of a bhajan, you may be a normal singer, may be a good singer, or you may be an excellent singer. Something would have happened on a day, some plain appreciations you will get. Wow! How? Never. I have never found in my life such a versatile singer who can compose me. Old age will catch. That gratitude to Swami Shakti. One shabda, one bhajan, one line comes from here, it is His grace. Nothing of your efforts, nothing of your character. If His grace is not there, Bhimsen Joshi can. Remember this. Bhajans are all, any bhajan you lead or follow, it's all gratitude to Swami. Take this as a major lesson.